I found out I've been losing $500 in 2 days every single time I needed this built, and I didn't even know it until last week. I'm gonna show you exactly the fix I put into my business before the end of this video. And here's the real question I had to ask. What else am I and you losing right now that you haven't even noticed yet? Here's what actually really stung. It wasn't the money. It was realizing how much control I had voluntarily handed over without even noticing, waiting on everybody else's schedule, their pricing, their timelines, every single time I needed something built. The whole time, agents who'd already figured this out weren't waiting 2 days. They were building it live in the office right before they headed out the door to meet with their clients. That's the gap between you and the other agents today. It's not talent, it's not budget, it's not even a better tool. You probably got the exact same tool sitting in another tab right now doing nothing. The only difference between you and them is that they know exactly what to feed it. And until last week, I didn't either. Once I figured out these three things that actually makes it work, I couldn't believe how long I've been doing this the hard way and how many other agents are still doing that right now without even knowing it. Let me give you an example. In one of my old brokerages, it was a regional broker, it was a pretty good sized brokerage. And they were so excited to tell us to use their material all the stinking time. Now, don't get me wrong, it was glossy, four colors, had great writing, it was a great marketing piece for the brokerage. But it was just that. It was a marketing piece for the brokerage. It wasn't for me. So it didn't have my tonality, my humor, my way of writing, anything about me. It was all corporate. In this sense, they had spent millions of dollars, use our stuff, kind of an attitude. I thought it was the right thing because I looked at everybody else's listing presentations and they all had the same stuff in there. Said, well, if we have to compete, we got to compete on that merit. We got to stay true and try to the brand. No, this is the part that changes everything. Okay, still step away from that story really quickly. This is what really changed everything. And these are the three different things to feed into the machine, right? That I mentioned up before. Here they are. So number one, go ahead and go in there and open up a new tab. Then what I want you to do is go get 2 to 3 things you have personally already written. So like flyers, social media posts, emails, fill in the blank, right? Whatever it's going to be. So it's going to lock in exactly how you sound, your tonality, your flow. It's you, right? It's going to lock in that essence. Then I need you to go, our third and final part, I need you to go and give me real numbers, real sales numbers, average days on market for you or your team, list the sales price, days on market, that kind of stuff, right? And if you don't have a lot, 'cause you're new in the broker in the industry, not a problem at all. Use your brokerage or specifically your office's real numbers. Talk to your manager or your team lead or something like that, and they'll fill you in and get those exact numbers in. Do not be generic. Then here's the cool part. Go tell Claude. I use Claude. Use any AI that you want in plain English what you need built. That's it. That is the whole method, guys. It is stone cold simple. Then when you hit the enter button and you wait about, give or take 10 minutes, whatever the time frame is really going to be, right? You're going to have a client ready piece that just appears gloriously awesome. And that's going to be your moment because right then and there, dude, check this out. You just sidestep paying someone $500, waiting on their timelines, their templates and everything else. There's no more vendors. Like I said, there's no more templates. It's purely your awesomeness coming through every single time you present it to a client. Now, it's not, you're not going to be beholden. And I think that's the most clarifying thing ever because what you just learned, it's leverage and you own it now. So leverage your time. Before we go, I need to hear from you just a little bit. You know what? What do you think? In regards to, do you think that you were behind the 8 ball or they were ahead of the 8 ball? It doesn't really matter. You are absolutely on par with the best at this moment moving forward. I don't want you ever to look back and say, well, I shoulda, coulda, woulda, looked like this or sound like that. No, cut the BS out right now. You know the 3 things to feed into Claude or your favorite AI that will produce what you want to be seen and heard like in the public arena, aka talking to your clients. Don't hold back. Be you. People are buying you. They're not buying the brokers. The brokerage is nice. To all you broker owners, I love you. We can't do this without you, but people buy agents themselves. So in the comments below, go in there and put in the one thing you figured out you've been doing the hard way all this year or last year or your entire career, and in what in this video changed your mind and how it's going to benefit your business. All right, guys, I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Until then, make it a blessed and powerful day. Bye.